Top 5 facts about the Boston Tea Party you may not have known. 1. Colonists weren't protesting a higher tax on tea. Imports to the American colonies had been taxed by the Crown since the passing of the 1767 Townshend Revenue Act, along with taxes on other commodities like paper, paint, oil and glass. The difference is that all of those other import taxes were lifted in 1770, except for tea, a pointed reminder of the king's control over his far-off subjects. The Tea Act of 1773 was a British government bailout of the British East India Company, which was hemorrhaging money and weighed down with unsold tea. The Tea Act allowed the East India Company to unload £544,000 of old tea, commission-free, on the American colonies at a bargain price. Cheaper tea sounds good, but for the Sons of Liberty, many of whom were merchants and even tea smugglers, the Tea Act smelled like a ploy to get the masses comfortable with paying a tax to the Crown. 2. The attacked ships were American and the tea wasn't the king's. The ships that were boarded by the Sons of Liberty, the Beaver, the Dartmouth and the Eleanor, were built and owned by Americans. 2 of the ships were primarily whaling vessels. After delivering valuable shipments of sperm whale oil and brain matter to London in 1773, the ships were loaded with tea en route to the American colonies. Although not British, some of the ship's American owners were indeed Tory sympathizers. Second, the tea destroyed by the night raiders was not the king's. It was private property owned by the East India Company and transported on privately contracted shipping vessels. The value of the 340 chests of squandered tea would total nearly $2 million in today's money. 3. The tea was Chinese, not Indian, and lots of it was green. East India Company exported a lot of goods from India in the 18th century, including spices and cotton, but it obtained almost all of its tea from China. Trading ships traveled from Canton to London loaded down with Chinese tea, which was then exported to British colonies the world over. East India didn't install its first tea plantations in India until the 1830s. Another surprising tidbit is that 22% of the tea that the Patriots sent to the bottom of Boston Harbor was green tea. According to the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum, Thomas Jefferson and George Washington were fans of a particular Chinese green tea variety called Hyson.